Welcome back once again to your ENC EduMate YouTube channel. So we go for the continuation of the read and respond, think and write, and textual activities. Last episode we completed question number 36. Now we will go for question number 37. The world fleeing under our feet. What experience the author tried to convey? The world is running under our feet. The author uses a personification to convey the experience of the rapid movement of the earth while he was traveling in the balloon. Question number 36. If you were in such a situation, how would you react? It's a personal question. If I were in a flying balloon and a storm was approaching and we had to descend fast, come down fast, I will do at the passengers in the balloon. I would do as the passengers in the balloon did. As, not at. I would do as the passengers, not at. Yes. As the passengers in the balloon did. Yes, not at. At is wrong there. I would do as the passengers in the balloon did. I would certainly be scared, but would help out, ensure that we land as safely as possible. Question number 39. Religiously enclosed. What is your opinion about the adverb used here? How is the adverb connected with the verb enclosed? It shows how seriously and carefully things have to be done while traveling in a balloon that is seriously enclosed. The phrase religiously enclosed is a personification. The adverb religiously adverb ending with the ly denotes seriousness and care, and it is used to describe the verb enclosed, past form of enclose. The narrator means that the escape valve had been very carefully enclosed in a wide bag so that all the passengers would be careful and treat it with respect and not meddle with it, not make any problem with it or touch it carelessly. Question number 40. Why do you think the birds are hesitant to follow the balloon? Birds were not ready to follow the balloon. The thunder is rumbling, and so the birds are hesitant to follow the balloon, which looks like a monster. They don't want to be caught in the storm and by the monster. Two things are there. One is the rumbling sound of the thunder, which makes the birds afraid. Another one is the appearance of the balloon like a monster. So just because of the monstrous appearance of the balloon, the birds were very hesitant to approach or follow the balloon. We will pass on to question number 41. List out the words and expressions that indicate the mad flight of the balloon. You see, that is a question. Mad flight. Flight was not a normal flight of the balloon, it was a mad flight. The mad flight of the balloon is described. The basket trembles and tips over. The guy rope touches the tall trees. The balloon passes with a frightful rapidity. Speed, rapidity. Bewildered chickens, pigeons, and ducks fly away. Cows, cats, and dogs run, terrified, towards the house. Question number 42. What action does Mallet perform? Mallet reaches for the rope to the escape wall and hangs on to it. Then the cord, means rope to the anchor, is cut with a knife. Question number 43. Comment on the visual effect of the balloon landing. The balloon landing is visualized, picturized like the fall of a wounded beast. That means a completely wounded animal just by a hunter by arrow shot or gunshot during a hunt. It is very effectively pictured as a wounded beast trying to escape, but then it falls down and struggles, finally breathing its last, dying. Breathing its last means last breath, that means dying. Question number 44. Describe the reception of the balloon by the peasants. Peasants means farmers. The peasants ran towards the landing balloon, Belgian borders. The farmers ran towards the landing balloon as they waited for the balloon to deflate, means let the gas inside the balloon to be out. A few of the peasants were jumping and gesturing, looking at, showing actions like savages. Savages means uneducated forest tribal people, uncultured. And deflated opposite inflated. The peasants were accommodating. They were very adjustable and hospitable, friendly, and helped the travelers to pack all their materials and carry it to the nearest station. Activity 1. Think and respond. Read and respond is over. Then think and respond. Question 1. Imagine that you get a chance to be the captain of a tour program. What type of a captain would you like to become? What are the qualities required for a captain to be? I would like to be a smart and efficient tour program captain. Everyone in the program should enjoy and have fun. List the qualities of an ideal captain. So a captain should be helpful, he should be efficient, and the captain should be smart, he should be resourceful, many intellectual as well as physical resource and sources of help should be attained from him. A captain should be courageous, bold and valiant, and he should be a humorous person. At critical situations he should crack jokes and make the other passengers very happy and humorous. So these are the qualities. Now we will pass on to activity 2, live TV report. So such questions are very important, can be expected in your question paper in your public examination. Draft a live TV report of Loyola's takeoff, not landing, but starting. Next on our infotainment, it is actually combination of two words, information plus entertainment. So such a technique of joining two words and making a new word is called portmanteau words. Infotainment, giving information as well as entertainment. That is next on our such a technique of joining two words and making a new word is called a portmanteau words. For example, motel. Motor car parking facility with hotel is called a motel. Then brunch. Brunch is a portmanteau word of a light refreshment between breakfast and lunch is called brunch. So these are the examples of portmanteau words like infotainment, information plus entertainment. So next on our infotainment section, we have Rahul Binoy reporting live on the story, Loyola Conquers the Skies. From the gas works at La Villette, it is in your textbook. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Addressing a report writing. Look at the technique of writing and addressing the readers. Good afternoon and wishing them the moment of the day where he. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the day 8th July for Loyola. For Loyola is taking off from La Villette. We are right in front of Loyola, the hot air balloon. It is getting filled up with the gas and is swelling, becoming enormous and huge in size and wriggling like a huge worm, moving here and there, crawling here and there like a huge worm, a creature, earthworm. It is surrounded by some 300 enthusiastic people who are watching, around 200 and 300 people. It is there in the textbook. Now the passengers are getting in. Captain with his other four co-travelers. The captain is Jovis. The others in the basket attached to the balloon are Lieutenant Mallet, Monsieur Irene Bia, Monsieur Paul Bazant, and Monsieur Patrice Iris. I see them talking animatedly, just like cartoon figures. Now, Patrice Iris is coming down. It seems he can't go because the balloon can't take the weight of all of them. He walks away dejectedly, without any kind of enthusiasm, without any kind of interest and happiness. Poor guy. All his dream of an adventure is gone because he is sent out of the basket because of the weight. Monsieur Juliet tells the ladies to keep off. When the balloon lifts, sand will be thrown into their hats. He cuts the ropes that hold the balloon to the ground. Look, Loyola is lifting upward like a bird lifts off. Up, up and up goes the balloon. People scream with joy. Loyola climbs above the city of Paris. Paris is the capital of France. And it is slowly disappearing out of vision, going away from the vision. The sight of the earth from the balloon will be fantastic. We wish the passengers a lot of luck. That is the live TV report. Now, activity 3, do's and don'ts. What are the things to be done and what are the things not to be done? While planning a trip, for example, it is a land trip or aerial trip or voyage, water trip, we have to consider many things. What are the do's and don'ts while doing so? Answer. What are the things we must do? Take a first aid kit before starting any journey or any travel or any trip. A first aid kit, for example, band-aid, cotton, then some tablets, hand wash, that first aid kit. Wear appropriate clothes. That means climate-friendly dress. Wear proper shoes. Rainy season, gum boots like that. Ensure you have some drinking water, sufficient drinking water with you throughout the trip. Keep enough money with you for the expenditure. If you are going abroad means foreign countries, ensure you have your passport, visa with you. Passport and visa. Have your camera. These are the things we have to do before a trip. Then what are the things which should not be done? Don'ts, which should not be done. Don't carry expensive things like gold ornaments, diamonds, so there is a possibility of losing them. Don't overeat before you start a trip. That is a very important thing. Don't overeat. Sufficiently eat. Overeating is prohibited. Don't carry too much luggage. Less luggage, more comfort. Don't carry too much luggage. Less luggage, more comfort. Don't try to show off by doing very risky things. Don't make any kind of over smartness. Don't get upset with the small irritants. When you get a little irritated by small things, don't be upset. Be cool. Activity 4, comparison. Nothing is more amusing, more delicate, more interesting than the maneuvering of a balloon. What degrees of comparison is used here? Comparative degree. Think about delicate, interesting, amusing, positive degree. If we add more or er at the last of the adjective for small words, monosyllabic words, then it is comparative. Then most or est at the end, superlative degree. 3 degrees of comparison. Positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. What degrees of comparison is used here? Comparative degree. Read the passage on page 88. Rewrite it, comparing it with the life on earth. Comparative degree, more or er. Now our minds and thoughts are more independent than they were, more comparative degree, when we were on earth. We are happier, er, more er, comparative degree. Here because we have no regrets. We look and feel better, good, better, best. Good, positive degree, better, comparative degree, er, best, est, superlative degree. Our journey here is wilder, wildest, and more fantastic, more. than any journey on earth, because here the only thing we can see is the moon. We are a wandering, traveling world like our sisters, the planets. The five of us have almost forgotten that we belong to the earth as we move in the space like birds. No crowds, no noise, no dust, no smoke. Beautiful blue sky and the right moon. We feel we are in heaven, floating through a stream of joy. So we have come across with a superlative degree. Activity 5, narration. Question number 5. Read the notes on the mode of narration given below. Narrate the landing of the balloon from the point of view of one of the peasants here. Mode of narration is description. It is in your textbook. First person narration. In this mode, the narrator is usually the protagonist, the main character, or central character in the story. Second person narration, directions and instructions are usually narrated from the second person's perspective, not to the narrators, not first person. Third person narration, there are three distinct modes of third person narrations: objective narration, limited narration, and omniscient narration, representing all the third person, other person. The third person objective, the narrator does not reveal any of the character's thoughts and feelings. Third person limited, the narrator reveals the thoughts and feelings of one character through explicit narration. Third person, that is omniscient, the narration will reveal more than one character's internal workings. The narrator is all-knowing. Let us see what is the answer for that one. I see a huge balloon from which a basket is hanging over the canal at a distance. First person narrative. The basket trembles and tips over slightly the movement of the balloon. I can see a rope trailing behind, touching the tall trees on both banks of the canal, both the banks of the canal, left bank and the right bank of the canal. Now it is passing with the frightful speed over a large farm. The bewildered chickens, pigeons, and ducks fly away. The terrified cows, cats, and dogs run towards the house. I don't know what is happening. Now the balloon is passing over the trees. I see the balloon and the basket shaking. Something falls down suddenly. The balloon stops. Soon it touches the ground. The basket touches the earth. Then it goes up again. Once more, it falls and bounds upward again, and at last it settles on the ground. The balloon is struggling madly like a wounded beast. Now it comes to a standstill. I see 5 men climbing out of the basket. There is the joy of success on their faces. My companions and I help them. They say they want to go to Haste, a railway station nearby. They want to take the 2020 train to Paris. We help them to carry their luggage to the station. Activity 6, travel essay. So it is in your textbook. I will read it for you. Just a reminder. Read the notes on travel writing on below. Description of physical features Paris spreads out beneath us, a dark bluish patch cut by its streets from which rise here and there domes, towers, steeples. It is in your textbook. Practical issues related to travel. Two trumpets, the eatables, the overcoats and raincoats, all the small articles that can go with the men in that flying basket in your textbook. Experiences of the place with the help of the accommodating and hospitable Belgian peasants, farmers, we are able in a short time to pack up all our materials. Personal impressions. We float along through space in delicious inertia. We have become something indescribable, birds who do not even have to flap their wings. Now write a travel essay describing a rare experience you had recently, a novel. My parents had promised me a foreign trip if I passed my SSLC with very high scores. I worked very hard and I passed with the distinction. So my parents allowed me to go on a trip to Europe. Since traveling alone would be difficult, I decided to join a tour group organized by the company called Intersight Kochi. The first problem was getting a European visa, visitors' intention of staying abroad visa. The company said it would get it for me. I was planning to go in April. April is hot in Kerala, but in Europe it is still cold. So I had to get warm clothes for the trip. I also needed a good camera. We started our travel from Kochi. The representative from the Intersight was there to organize things. I reported to the airport 3 hours before the takeoff time. After completing the check-in, I went for the immigration formalities. After a thorough body check, I was allowed to go into the comfortable waiting lounge. We were flying by Qatar Airways to Zurich. The flight was announced and we got into the aircraft. It was a huge aircraft. The smiling air hostesses showed us to our seats. Soon we took off. We were served refreshments. After that, I watched an in-flight movie. After 3 hours, we landed at Qatar Airport. It is a huge airport. We had to spend some time at the airport lounge to get our flight to Zurich. The flight to Zurich was also Qatar Airways. We were served meals in the flight. After the meals, I went off to sleep. 8 hours later, we landed at Zurich. We were taken to our hotel in a coach. It was then I came to know who the people in the group tour were. There was another boy of my age and soon we became friends. Our first visit was to the Titlis Mountains in the Alps. On our way, we saw the life of the people, how disciplined people were, how nicely they behaved on the roads. No animals and birds crossed the roads. We hardly saw anyone walking on the roads. On both sides there were fields. We could see cattle grazing. Switzerland is a beautiful country. Soon we reached Titlis. We would be taken to the top by ropeways and lifts. We reached to the top. The scene was breathtaking. The whole area was covered with the snow and ice. People were skating. We went for an ice tunnel walk. They have built a tunnel in the ice, and I walked for nearly a kilometer inside the tunnel. Ice on top, ice at the bottom, and ice on both sides. It was a wonderful experience. I was exhilarated. Tomorrow, we would go to Paris by coach to see the Eiffel Tower and other wonderful sights of that great city. Now we enter into the grammar tense section, progressive tense, is, am, or are plus verb plus ing. Read the notes and explanations given on page 89 of your textbook. But the clouds are gathering behind us. Crows are crowing. R plus crow plus ing. R plus gather plus ing. Is or are or am plus verb plus ing is the formula of progressive tenses. In the above segments, the action continues to take place even at the moment of speaking. The present continuous tense or progressive tense form of a verb is used in such a context. So when the action is going at the time of speaking. The verbs in the above segments of the sentences gather and crow are in the present continuous or progressive tense form. Continuous tenses are also called progressive tenses. We use the present continuous tense to denote something that is happening at the moment of speaking. Something which is happening before and after a given time, a particular time, a scheduled of time. Something which we think is temporary, not permanent. Temporary time we will be using present continuous or progressive tense. Something which is new and contrast with the previous state. Something which happens again and again, present continuous or progressive tense. For talking about the future, for something which has been arranged in future time, for that we are using progressive tense. Pick out the instances in the story where the present continuous tense form of the verb is used. It is in your textbook. Sentence, segment, we are crossing, context at the moment of speaking. We are leaving, temporary action, we are descending before and after a given time. We are rising, temporary action, we are now going down rapidly at the time of speaking. We are crossing a broad country. What is that running homes are continuously calling before and after a given time? The shadow of Leola is fleeing, temporary action. I am now learning out at the time of speaking, leaning out at the time of speaking. Clouds are gathering before and after a given time. Sky is growing lighter before and after a given time. Peasants are waving their arms before and after a given time. Thunder is rumbling before and after a given time. We are passing over a canal at the time of speaking. That is a difference. Sentence and segment context. The balloon is flying at the time of speaking. People are looking at it at the time of speaking. Some are examining the basket at the time of speaking. Gas is beginning to enter at the time of speaking. The balloon is growing slowly at the time of speaking. The balloon is swaying, moving left to right at the time of speaking. We are rising and sinking slowly before and after a given time. Form a sentence on your own. Context sentence. Happening at the moment of speaking, happening before and after a given time, something which is temporary, something new which contrasts with the previous state, happens again and again, has been arranged or planned. This is in your textbook. Let us see, happening at the moment of speaking. Please wait, I am taking bath. Happening before and after a given time, something which is temporary. Tom is studying for +1. My father is taking medicines as he has a headache. Is studying. Something new which contrasts with the previous state happens again and again. Now he is working hard unlike in the past. He is working. Always that teacher is scolding us. Is scolding. Has arranged and planned. We are visiting Taj Mahal on Saturday, not today. Arranged. To use the simple present and the present continuous tenses correctly, the simple present tense is usually used to refer to regular action, current situations or facts in general, to refer to more long-lasting or permanent situations, refer to actions which are going to happen very soon, refer to short actions happening at the time of speaking, generally in reviews of films or books. So these are the certain guidelines which will enhance your learning in future. Keep all these things in mind. So take a systematic note making, and we will be coming with the other notes of the sacred turtles of Kadavu, and watch the classroom teaching of the sacred turtles of Kadavu, the Fijian legend, and wish you all the best, and try to share this to your friends, ask them to subscribe and be in touch with the ENC Edumate. Wish you all the best and A+. Thank you.